It is time for Hold Them Down. And we have 4. So, we have Orange, who I remember from the MEP. I think I saw something else of yours. Maybe? Maybe not? Did I? Yes, Dangerous. That's the others of yours that I saw. So we have Orange. Mr. Gameron, or Gameron? Not entirely sure. We have Stella Luna. I've also been told lots of people are very excited for me to see Stella Luna's work, especially for the Ithaca Saga. And then we have Crashite, who we have not seen. I think we did see you in Vengeance Saga, but I can't quite remember. Regardless, let's get into the obligatory Disney villain song of this musical. Alright, so already we have trigger warnings for mentions of SA and such, violence and blood splatters, interesting, mild gore. Which makes me wonder if we are then going to be essentially animating the stuff that Antinous is talking about, basically, in the song. But alright, let's go. Oh, wow. Love the update. 1, I just want to start. Excellent use of the Z-axis. For those who don't know, X, Y, Z. Z is your third dimension. We immediately push in through the Z-axis. Wonderful camera there. Love seeing the guys trying and failing to string the bow. Obviously, we know quite a few people try. One that always makes me laugh is a character who claims to have like the ability to read omens and like kind of see and be a bit of a prophet. He's apparently very bad at it, and they literally describe his hands as like soft, having like 0 calluses and such, and it's like you literally sit and go like, dost thou even lift, bruh? Which everybody would be laughing at him. Doesn't matter how wealthy you are. You were expected as a man in ancient Greece to be very physical. It's kind of the whole point. Even though these guys are landed gentry, they know how to use weaponry. They would likely know how to sail, especially living on an island. They would also be able to participate essentially in farm work, in agricultural labor. So the fact that you have a character who's said to have like these incredibly soft, uncalloused hands is just like, Sorry, that part just always makes me laugh because it's like, dost thou even lift, my bruh? But love that we're showing this already. Also, love that right now everybody's kind of faceless. Frankly, I don't need these boys' faces. Skedaddle, it's trash day. Another great shot through the axis. Really moving the camera here. Oh, hello, Penelope. Aha! Here's your Antinous. Got a little lock of hair, okay. Short hair. The first one you've given a face to. Makes sense. This is our main singer, as opposed to the kind of faceless chorus. We're giving him a scar. And Antinous really was the mouthpiece of the leaders. He also was, in terms of the Odyssey, he's the one who's seemingly the most unpredictable, but in that way he is predictable. You know how someone is predictable in their unpredictability? Like, he flashes really hot, really fast, but then you can usually bring him back down and be like, your plan is kind of stupid, let's not do that. He does not ever try to string the bow. At all. Mainly he lets other people try it instead and watches the other people fail, which is amusing, until, you know, Odysseus in disguise rolls up and they're like, this old beggar, like he could do it, and he's just like, yeet, motherfucker, yes I can. Time to clean house. Sorry, I'm just, Slaughter of the Suitors is so good.
We don't have the power. Screw this damn challenge. No more
Both not in the right shape though.
This is how they hold us down.
I love the timing on that though. Ooh. I love that. I like how you're cutting away to other things where we can feel that the downbeats on those drums, the don't hold them down. You've got feet stamping, fists pounding. It's creating this energy and this atmosphere. It gives very like Gaston in the tavern, like psyching everybody up with him, or Kill the Beast similarly as a song, which I think is just called the mob song. And you did a beautiful kind of 360 so that we are down under Antinous, spinning around him with the camera. Again, he's the threat in the situation, which is hilarious because is he that much of a threat? Not when Odysseus is home. But yes, this is a threatening song, so put him in the position where he's looking down on us in the audience and we're looking up at him like, oh shite. Interesting showing the wolf with Telemachus. Again, they have that song Little Wolf, which I assume is potentially, again, a reference to Autolycus, who is Telemachus' great-grandfather. And his name means the wolf itself. Similarly, could also mean something like lone wolf. Telemachus' name has nothing to do with the word wolf. Neither is Odysseus. Their names have nothing to do with wolf because Autolycus, the Lycos, that's where you get the wolf part. It's not in either of their names. But Jorge went with this idea of calling him Little Wolf, so I get why that imagery is there. There's Odysseus. Can I watch him string it in the background? Ooh, love your lighting with first bit of color. Ooh. Oh, nice transition. Don't you know the prince is not around? I heard he's on a diplomatic mission, and I heard today he comes back. Like the knife spinning animation. I say we gather near the beach. Stand up, yeah. I say we wait till he arrives. Then when he docks his ship, we can breach it. Let us leave now. Today we can strike it. Hold him down till the boy stops shaking. Hold him down while I slit his throat. Hold him down while I slowly break like the shadows. The owl. This must be like crows attacking the wolf that you had in that brief image, because you're leaning into the kind of animal imagery. Almost wish they'd been like vultures. You know? Vultures attack, because I mean that's what these guys are. The suitors are vultures. They're circling what they think is a carcass. Surprise, motherfucker, it ain't. But you know, like that would be, I think, phenomenal imagery, is the idea of more like these carrion birds. But that's just me. Like, I have nothing against the imagery they're choosing. I think it's actually kind of a cool idea. I just think it would be kind of cool if they were like, you know, like vultures and carrion birds and such. When the crown wonders where the prince is, only the ocean and I will know. And when the deed is done, the queen will. And we've strung the bow. Love seeing Odysseus pissed off in the back. Although, again, I wish the musical actually did the proper bit when he gets back to Ithaca, because he just like, we wind him, and we see a lot. I appreciate you went more for something imagery-wise there. It's well played, because everybody gets what they're talking about. So, fun fact about you saw Odysseus taking the swords and hiding them in like a little storeroom. So how they actually do that in the Odyssey is essentially Telemachus proposes, because this day, as I said in the previous video, it's a feast day to Apollo. Everybody's probably going to be drinking a lot. It could get rowdy. He basically says like, look, let's not have anybody do something stupid because because we'll all be armed and drinking. Basically leave your weapons at the door. Here's where they're going to be stored, right? This is where all the weapons are going to go. And everybody agrees to this. Your house, your rules. Again, they're trying to, they are bending over backwards in their minds to tell themselves, we're not doing anything wrong. Yes, we'll listen to the host and their rules. And frankly, again, they don't see Telemachus as a threat. They don't see anything about the current state of the House of Odysseus as being a threat. And so that's why they don't have weapons. They themselves basically, checked them in, have their cloakroom tag to go and get it back, but they're just not gonna.
Channel the fire inside your soul and hold them down, hold it down, hold him down, hold him down. Channel the fire inside your soul.
Yes. You're so tired, I bet. I imagine you are very tired. Orange, I can imagine you are tired, but God, the ending is admittedly like so satisfying. And yes, very famously, Antinous is the first of the suitors to die, and he's literally about to drink from a cup. And I read somewhere that it's implied that this is actually like Odysseus's cup, like the cup that the king uses, you know? It's Odysseus's cup, and he's about to drink from it, and Odysseus is like, voila, motherfuckers, it's me. Odysseus of Ithaca, drama lightning from Zeus. Odysseus is basically buck-ass naked. Antinous apparently is not paying attention to what's going on over there at the axes. Odysseus snatches his bow, hits him, right as that guy's literally bringing the cup up. In it goes, blood spurts out. It is highly graphic and gory and deliciously amazing. It's so well earned. Again, Homer spares no details when it comes to the violence. Whew, yeah, there are some graphic descriptions, but it's incredibly well earned. This is the moment of Odysseia, and we have literally been waiting for Trash Day to come due for so much of the Odyssey at that point that we're just like, yes, yes, yes! Very well done, so I love that last shot. Again, your use of camera and Z-axis in this, mwah, chef's kiss. Beautiful, delicious. Love it. And including, again, also leaning into that kind of the animal imagery, whether it be the wolf, the crows kind of attacking the wolf, the snake, the doll. I appreciate that particular section of the song you did with a lot more kind of, we'll say, almost literary imagery. Like, it was very clear what's happening. We don't need it in graphic detail. And again, that's a part of the song I don't like because it's never something that's going to happen in the Odyssey. It's never even implied in the Odyssey. And yeah, we all know my thoughts of like, I really like this song. It's a great classic kind of Disney villain song. And it's a great song. I just have a problem with the trajectory of the suitors because I think we started the bar too high and then you had to push it to that realm. But regardless, that was a lot of fun. And next we have, is it Mr. Gameron? I am not entirely certain how to pronounce your name, and I'm very, very sorry. I want to say Gameron because I see game and Ron, or Gamer on. But if it's Gameron, I don't know. I'm going to go with Gameron, and if that's wrong, I'm so sorry. I will say, Mr. Gameron, you have been requested highly. You were always in the playlist, but ooh, so many people have asked me to look at yours, and I'm very curious. And I can tell you just right from the beginning already, I'm looking at font choices. And we're evoking a particular style. There's already a texture over everything. Okay. I will say the thumbnail was pretty wild. I didn't know what to make of it. So I've never seen your style at all. So this is going to be a fun ride. Let's go. Oh. Whoa. Okay. Oh, you also went for, you have unique axes from everybody else as well. Single-headed axe with the two cutouts in it. I've seen axes like these. Again, these would all be insane trick shots. What I'm looking at is the way your animation is moving. Am I wild to think puppets? Like 3D, but there's something about the movement and something about the way the joints are reacting when they pause. I'm thinking puppets. I'm only getting close-ups of arms, but I'm thinking puppets. This is everybody trying. Oh, love that image of Penelope in the back. Oh, little wings on the bow. Whoa, 3D, okay.
None of us can string this.
They are puppets. Okay, one, the fact that you are doing a full 3D animation is insane. And you have amazing textures on this who is supposed to be Antinous. I can literally see the textures of the planes of the face, on the body, the clothing that's atop. That is insanely impressive. I mean, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Not that hand drawing isn't. This is also a lot of work. And also your lighting is great. I'm assuming there's a reason we're going for the look of the deliberate kind of look of like puppets, of like marionettes. I'm sure there's a reason. It's very unique, if nothing else. I mean, you definitely stand out. I'm just in awe at the textures and the lighting.
Don't have the power.
Also, I see his little beard. Gosh, the movement of the fabric is great too. Wow. Oh, he would dare to sit on the throne? Wow. The background. I'm sorry. The fabric on the Antinous is amazing. Is that Odysseus? Look at the particles. The way the eyes are moving. There's so much. The Greek, various Greek letters. Wow. Oh wow, holy crap. Look at the map. Zachanthus, Eris, Aetolia. Oh my god. Achaia, Els, pointing out on the map. Oh my god.
Then when he docks his ship, we can breach it. Let us leave now. Today we can strike it. Hold him down till the boys.
Oh, that's really cool. I'm still just like, the way the lighting is interacting with your textures is amazing, because light and physics in interaction in 3D is some of the trickiest stuff. It really is. And that's where finesse comes in. Finesse comes in with your lighting, and especially if you're then talking water, the way physics and weight and everything else. And this is incredibly unique and astonishing. I'm trying to imagine just how long this would have taken. Wow. Because everybody's got a texture on them. Everything in terms of physics is interacting. It's so well done. Wow. Oh wow, and that style. Oh wow. Ooh, love the zoom in. I love that texture also you have over the whole thing. Making it really feel like I'm... Okay. What this is doing is often called hyperreality or hyperrealism. The idea is that you kind of don't suspend your... You are deliberately made aware that you have to suspend your disbelief, and in a way you don't. It's similar to how if you ever watch Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, or Romeo plus Juliet, that was made with Leo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. The way that it is edited, the high saturation, the deliberate play acting of it all, it's making it clear to you that this is a performance. We're not trying to make you suspend your disbelief and think this is reality. No, it's a hyper reality. So much of this is making you aware it's performance, even in the way that you're doing your backgrounds and the pieces. And it's incredibly stylistic, but there's something about the way that you're shooting it. You're drawing us in. Like you are the puppet master in a way. You are the puppet master who is drawing all of us in, who's drawing the audience in, saying, I'm telling you a tale. Similar to how Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame has the beginning with Clopin telling the story, and you are brought into it, but you hear Clopin narrating the whole time. When we're learning the origins of Quasimodo and how he's related to Frollo, and then we come back out, and yet we'll also see the puppets that he uses. Who is a monster and who is a man? And you're getting the initial Bells of Notre Dame song. This reminds me of that. I'm putting on performance and I'm drawing you in, but you are always aware it's a performance, like purposefully. And it really just makes me appreciate the craftsmanship that's going on here. Like, I feel like I am sitting down in a theater watching a puppet performance. And it's just so well done. I feel like I should have more to say, but I'm left almost speechless.
Stop us from taking her love and more. And then we'll
Ooh.
hold her down again.
And these bits are pretty incredible, where everything goes blue. This adds to that, because it feels almost a little flatter. It feels almost more two-dimensional in the way that you have transposed the images atop each other, but you still get the feeling that, oh, this is part of the performance, almost like shadow work or something. I will say, on a note about the part of another thing about this bit that I don't particularly love, the idea of then we can break down the bedroom door. The suitors would have never gotten very deep inside the palace. Again, we don't know how the palace is arranged, how it's made out, because obviously this place didn't exist. Because Odysseus and Penelope, all these people, they're not real. But we don't know the exact layout of the palace, and Homer deliberately doesn't really tell it to us. He wants the audience to use their imagination. But you would believe that the private quarters of the king and queen would be pretty well inside the palace. You don't go there unless you're the king and the queen and or very small amounts of servants. In fact, we know that the bedchamber of Odysseus and Penelope, the one with the very famous olive tree bed, I swear I'm not hungry, it's fine, had only ever been entered by Odysseus, by Penelope, and one other servant who would basically keep the door and make sure nobody went in. And Penelope, in general, doesn't seem to be sleeping in there. She's sleeping elsewhere. We know that because of the character of Euryclea, who comes in and wakes her up, and we know that is not in the marriage bed. That is not in that particular room. There's only one other basically servant who would stand outside the doors, a personal servant who Penelope brought over from Sparta when she moved to Ithaca. So the idea that these guys would even, one, know where it is, know how to get in there, it's just sort of like, you're not getting that far, dudes. They never get that far. They pretty much stay in the main hall area where most of the action inside takes place with them, or, you know, we'll say like the courtyard, the front courtyard kind of thing of the palace. The teeth. Oof. These close-ups are great. Ooh. This lighting. Oh, the vase. The vases. The vases. Love how you've transitioned from the puppet show to the vases. And yet still kind of keeping that sort of puppet look, even while you are evoking the imagery that would be on these Attican vases. Oh God. I love it. And you've given me extremely high contrast dramatic lighting. High contrast means your brights are really bright, your darks are hella fucking dark. These shadows are basically black. They are very dark. The lighting has been very minimal, so it keeps everything very saturated in reds and oranges. And so so you'll only get a couple real bright highlights in places, but it makes it so dramatic. It feels very dark, very, in a way, warm, but almost like heat, like you're sweating, you're sweltering because the temperature is rising. This is a powder keg about to explode. Although, wait a minute. I see that bow. Hold on. There's the bow. Great way to... Oh. Love it. Oh, and added sound effects. Ooh, I love that a lot. I love the crashing of everything. That you have them in the vases, and almost like they imagine themselves to be characters who would be painted on pottery, aka they have kleos, they have public fame, which of course Penelope very famously says, how can you hope for any public fame at all? You who disgrace, devour a great man's house and home. She's basically saying, bitch, what you think you getting out of this? which is, again, part of the almost cognitive dissonance here is the fact that these suitors, like any abuser or terrible person, will bend over backwards to try and justify their behavior or think that they're not wrong. And so in that way, yeah, Antinous is like, oh, we're awesome, we'll be on vases, we're gonna be remembered, and everybody's like, yeah, you're gonna be remembered, but not in the way that you think. All this to say, god damn, that was cool. It's very cool, very unique. I am curious if you have any more animatics and if any of them are in my playlist, because I'm so curious about why the choice of the puppets. Because it's a very deliberate look, making them look like marionettes, even the way their mouths move and everything. So I feel like there must have been a very conscious, like, artistic choice behind this. There's a reason you're doing it. I'm not entirely sure I know what it is. And I bet if you have other animatics that I potentially see, that you'll reveal like why you chose to do that. I'm very curious. That was amazing. And now we have Stella Luna. Stella Luna, I'm so excited I now get to see a full video from you, because last I saw was the MEP where you had a part in it and you organized it all, but did not get to like fully relish a whole video from you. So now I'm very excited. I'm very curious. Lots of people have been hoping I'd watch. Here we go. Oh, whoa, right away. We're opening on constellations. Who are we opening on? Frickin' Orion. That's right, the Hunter. That feels very apropos, given he would also hunt with a bow. He would hunt beside Artemis. She would hunt with the bow. She's also a deadly archer. He was a great archer. And we are literally going to be hunting the suitors down. They essentially have forsaken their humanity. They are hunted down and slain like the beasts that they are. Again, Trash Day is here. What an interesting start. Haha. Oh, is that the ceiling? Oh, not quite. Wow, first off, Penelope, gorgeous. Of course she is. Again, canonically, hot. The whole house of Odysseus, hot. Of course she is. I had almost wondered if that was going to be an opening, like, almost like in the roof so that we were looking up at the sky, but it looks like it was more of a window. We saw people trying to string the bow, Penelope holding out kind of like the laurel leaves, clearly meant to be a crown. Love this. The transitions are amazing. There's the bow. It's not quite the right shape. Again, the end should be curved kind of in as opposed to out, but whatever. I love, we haven't seen his face yet. Ooh, there we go. Okay, there he is, looking very mushly. We love it. I loved the blur transition in on just those candles. Those are a nice shot. Give us setting, give us mood, give us atmosphere. The blur, the Gaussian blur, then you turn the blur down. Essentially what we would call this in cameras, we're doing, if you had something in the foreground, we would actually call that a rack focus. Focus from here, focus to here. It's called a rack focus. When I was in uni and we were doing our camera courses, you had to do a lot of exercises of doing it manually, which was always one of the most stressful things, because it's just like if you're a hair off, the image will not be as crisp as you want it to be. But I love using that as a transition. I love that you took the time to do a shot like that to set the atmosphere and the mood. You don't have the power. Screw this damn challenge. Oh, whoa. I love this shot. And this is so painterly in style, which a lot of people don't do as painterly a style, which is totally fine. When you're doing animatic, it probably makes your life way harder. It's probably way more exhausting. Look at how beautiful this is. It's beautiful. The rim light across the outline. We have the lighting here from the candles. This background. It's a scrumptious image, and it's so painterly in the way that you have done the rim lighting to bring in those highlights. It's just, it's tasty, and the color palette is beautiful. No more delays. Can't you guys see we're being played? This is how they hold us down. Ooh, color palette change. Look at that. A wolf walking alone in the snow. Ah, okay. Oh, that's fascinating. Again, you're pulling from the lyric of Little Wolf. Again, his name has nothing to do with wolves, so it's not really appropriate for him. But regardless, you're using the imagery that Jorge has given you, the owl obviously being Athena coming in, to then I reveal your version of Telemachus, which he does look quite young. We should have a beard. The hair should be longer. Whatever. It's our eternal cry for where are our beards. I know, Peg, where are the beards? But I love that you did it with the color palette change, that you're actually just taking the time to use text on screen. It makes it almost feel more like a music video in a way. But the color palette change were in cool tones. We went from those very deep, warm pinks and reds to very cool toned. Love it. Love it. And you know why? It's because you get a great shot like this. The wine spilling, it's spreading almost like blood on the floor, which we do know that hall is a fucking mess after we go through the great trash day that is Slaughter of the Suitors, blood everywhere, to the point that Odysseus is like, everybody's coming in, we're all going to be cleaning up, we're also going to be basically burning sacred shit to cleanse this whole place of the murders. Trash day. But also, again, red and blue, two primary colors, they stand out against each other. You've got the cool tones and the warm tones, and I love whatever brush you are using. It's a very, again, painterly brush. It has a beautiful texture and a layer effect with it that is gorgeous. I'm super fucking jealous of this brush. Whatever brush you are using, I'm in love with it, by the way. Oh, the rim lighting. Oh, I see the particles. Oh, we can transition? Yeah. Oh, look at the style. I love the style. Again, the vase, this old classic. Why must you hurt me in this way, Stella Luna? Why must you hurt me like this? We can't think about Argos. Argos makes me cry. Anybody who was at book club knows when we got to that bit, I was verklempt. I had to pause reading and hug Peg because I was getting so upset. I was going to say, I love the style. Again, mimicking the vases, but you've got that beautiful terracotta russet kind of orange that would have been there with the black. It looks very beautiful. I love that you're using this.
I say we wait till he arrives. Then when he docks his ship, we can breach it. Let us leave now. Today we can strike.
Ooh, going back to shadows. Wow, yep. I was going to note about the ship. I saw the eye that was drawn on it. You're going for kind of the more similar to a pentaconter look. While the just a fun fact about this, the pentaconter, which obviously is seemingly described in the Odyssey and even the Iliad, in the Bronze Age did not actually exist yet. They might have been on the way to getting there, but they weren't quite there yet. And it's not the only anachronism that's in Homer. He's got quite a few, actually, especially if you read the Iliad. A lot of, like, there's various, like, arms and armaments that are described that are actually kind of, like, out of date. Because remember, this story is being written down in the Archaic Age. So we're numerous hundreds of years after the collapse of the Bronze Age and after when they believed this, Trojan War and all that had happened. And the ship that's really described close to the pentaconter specifically is that of the Phaeacians, who have these supernaturally fast ships. So I like to think that was sort of Homer going like, and the Archaic Age ships are awesome. But getting a really good idea of Bronze Age Achaean ships can be a little... whatever. It's a very well-known image, and I like seeing the eye. It makes me happy. But also, damn, that's not good. Go for the chokehold. Love the green eyes. Back to the art. There goes the... Ooh. Ah, the cracking, yeah. Ah, this that shot was, again, so painterly. I love these moments with these painterly shots from you. Obviously, I'm a sucker for a painterly style, so seeing that, it's just like it creates these beautifully evocative images. And anybody who can really give, has a very painterly style, especially with digital art, is something that I definitely like vibe towards. Ooh, the piece. Ooh, the transition with him stepping. Yeah, but won't she? Back to these cool tones. Oof. Yeah. Yikes. Ah, the pomegranate. Yeah, I see you. I see you. I appreciate that again. You made great use of doing the hold him down or hold her down every time you flashed it just showing the text. It lets you actually break away from everything. So you can actually do these breaks without needing to essentially create a transition between your images. And when you're going for, imagery, if you will, driven visuals, it makes your life a lot easier in terms of trying to think up transitions. It could just be like, no, I'm flashing to a text card and then moving on. But I do love that your color palette for Telemachus and for Penelope is way more cool toned. I think it's a nice contrast again to the fire, the passion, the rage, the absolute assholery of the song and the suitors. While we share her spoils, I will not let any part go to waste. Nice transition. Oof. There's Odysseus in the back, and he's also in shadow in the cool. He's purely cool toned, standing out against them. Ooh. String that bow. Oh, look at that. Has he only got one? Oh, I love this bit of animation. Thank you. Thank you for doing that shot through the axes. Yes, I am giggling in vicious delight. It's scrumptious. Because if I'm not going to get to watch the actual challenge and get to see the trick shot through the axes, which is like, again, a super cool part of the Odyssey, that shot at the end better be through the axis. Stella Luna, you understood the assignment. You knew what we were asking for. You gave it to us. That was delicious. Him lining up, looking at us, and then shrink through the axes and... It was everything I wanted. Thank you. Thank you. Again, I love the contrast in the warm tones versus the cool tones. The painterly style you have for so many of the moments is so beautiful, and I love it. I actually, again, not that your line work isn't great, it is. It's very good. I just love the painterly images. That's me. That's very personal taste. I'm like a sucker for it. So that was beautiful. I think your Odysseus is on my list too, so that'll be curious to see how you do that. And last but certainly not least, we have Crashite, who I haven't seen in a while, and I will say, starting off, the bow is not correct. But that's okay. But that's okay. But Crashite, let's go. Ah! Oh, there you go. That's also a cool trick shot. That would be Odysseus, I bet. Ah, you have him actually trying. I don't think we've seen Antinous actually try the bow. Oh, well, I guess maybe he did. Again, great 360. It's gotta be Odysseus already picking up the bow. And nobody's paying attention anymore.
Where in the hell is our pride and our rage? Here and now there's a chance for action. Here and now we can take control. Here and now burn it down.
Ooh, pick up on the axes.
Channel the fire inside your soul. Haven't you noticed? artist who's missing. Don't you know the prince is not around? I heard he's on a diplomatic mission, and I heard today he comes back to town. So I say we gather near the beaches. I say we wait till
A
he
lot of
arrives.
frames.
Then
Motion
when
is
he
so
docks
smooth.
his ship, we can breach it. Let us leave now. Today we
Color
get
palette
to
changes are
ride
super smooth.
down
Ooh.
till the boy stops shaking. Hold him down while I slit
Like the
his
masks.
throat. Hold him
Wow.
down while I slowly break his pride, his trust, his faith, and his bones. Cut him down into tiny
Wow.
pieces. Throw him down in the great below. When the crown wonders where the prince is, only the ocean and I will know. And when the deed
Like a wave
is done,
for the ocean. I see you.
the queen will have no one to stop us from breaking her bedroom door. Stop us from taking her love and more.
Oof.
And then we'll hold her down while her gate is open. Hold her down while I get a taste. Hold her down while we share her spoils. I will not let any part go to waste. Here and now there's a chance for action. Here and now we can take control. Take control. Channel the fire inside your soul.
Lining up Odysseus behind the axis. Splashing of the wine.
Hold him down. Channel the fire inside your soul.
Nice. Very nice. You also did it through the axes. I appreciate, but also that he had the other axe up near that he was holding. That's pretty impressive. I mean, damn, Odysseus makes a hell of a trick shot. Makes a hell of a trick shot. Wow. Those were 4 absolutely incredible hold them downs. I'm still in awe over the various styles that I saw. I mean, like, Stella Luna, your painterly style, I am so about. And Mr. Gameron, that has to be one of the most unique things I've ever seen. It's so fascinating. Like, my brain is turning it over and over, just going like, wow, so much was being done there. I mean, just also from even just a technical level, it's just astonishing. And I mean, everyone in Orange and Crash Height, everybody did such a phenomenal job. Just wow. Well done, everyone, on again the obligatory Disney villain song. Very well played. And next we have Odysseus. Next, we finally take out the trash. And yeah, it's cool. It's cooler in the Odyssey. I'm just saying, it's way cooler, way more graphic. It's cooler in the Odyssey, but it's gonna be trash day next.